Business Manager at Dr. Mawela Health Solutions. This evening, I am pleased to welcome a man who does not need any introduction, Dr. Lesego Mawela. He is the founder and the CEO of Clinical Care Platform, and he has contributed immensely to the HIV and TB field. He will be the host for the evening in Celebrating Through the Year. Over to you, Dr. Mawela.
Yes, thank you very much, Kibita Mang, for welcoming everyone and importantly, introducing me. Yeah, so thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us once more this wonderful evening, a special time which we should be spending with our families or resting. But I'm hoping that for the next 60 minutes or so, it is going to be a time where you get inspired, where you help us to reflect on the last few months so that we can see what is it that we need to be doing in the new year. So Kibita Mang, I know I'm always alone when we host this webinars, so it's exciting to see some of the team members whom are going to be part of today's event, and I'll be introducing more of them as we go. So yeah, so before we start, I just want to introduce CCP again. But as you know, I am not CCP, I'm never alone. I am today with Dr. Takanang Machete, who is a specialist general surgeon. Also Ms. Refilwe Mohale, who works within Mpumalanga Department of Health as a pharmaceutical services manager, and Dr. Billy Magagula, who is a specialist obstetrician and gynecologist. My panelists, are you here? I think today you are not presenting anything. Hopefully, there are no surprises from me, but I think the audience would like to hear your voices. If you can just, let's start with you, Dr. Machete, if you can just greet our audience and welcome them. Dr. Machete.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here. Welcome to the celebration of the year with Clinical Care Platform. I am a guest myself, but I'm welcoming everybody else. But yeah, looking forward to the proceedings and celebrating the year. Like Dr. Mawela said, I think there's a lot to celebrate throughout 2022. And yes, welcome. Looking forward to it.
Thank you, thank you. Refilwe, are you there? I'm calling you by your first name because it's the end of the year. I hope we are flexible enough.
I am flexible. Good afternoon, colleagues. Thanks, Dr. Mawela. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the discussions as well. As always, I'm the outlier without a DR. That should change. Thank you.
Don't worry. I have a shop where I'm selling the DRs. Just pass by. You'll be
okay, we'll do so.
Thank you. Dr. Magagula, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, Alice. Thank you for inviting me to such a great occasion. Evening, colleagues, evening to everyone who's in the participants list.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so together with the panel, which is here, we will be discussing a number of things, but mainly looking at what is it that we can learn from 2002, but also then moving on to look at what 2023 has for us as a clinical care platform. As always, those of you who know, I will not talk about anything before I remind everyone that as a platform, we are committed to improving patient care. And our theory is just to increase access to educational resources, evidence-based education to ensure that we enhance your clinical practice and we help you to maintain your competence as a health professional. And our slogan, I think even in 2023, it is unlikely to change. Even in 2023, we want you to learn as much as you can. We want you to practice and importantly to share. So even what we are going to talk about for the next hour or so, we would really appreciate it if you can disseminate it and share it with our colleagues. So again, thank you very much for joining us. And really the purpose of this celebration for the year is to say that 2022 was a huge year for the platform, not only for us, but we know of many health professionals who have embraced this platform with an aim for us to collaborate or to help each other so that we can all achieve our professional development goals. So we just want to say thank you very much for making some of the moments which we will share. You know, they can never be possible without you. And we are really, really proud to be part of this community where we are able to empower each other. So thank you again to my panelists, to the audience. And I can tell you today, I'm not going to present, but I've asked some of the team that is hiding behind the scenes to really come and share some of the important things about, you know, the brand, clinical care platform, you know, what is it that we do? What are some of the things? So they'll be giving you feedback, but also engaging. And to my panelists, just be ready. You know, this is random. I'm going to be interviewing you, asking you questions. I know you are used to preparing, but I'm sure that you are ready for what's going to come next. So again, there's the panelists. We just want to share with you, you know, more about the clinical care platform, the brand. We know that we did a survey about a month ago, so we want to share with you some of those results and just highlight, you know, to you in terms of our reach as a platform, you know, and then I will close as well by taking you through some of the performance around training and education this year. And then lastly, we have some, you know, recognition awards. I'm hoping you are one of them. Are you ready? Don't miss your opportunity. So I'm really hoping that some of you will get, you know, some recognition awards. And I'm really hopeful that in the new year, by this time next year, we should be having this event up close and personal, you know, not necessarily via virtual means. So that is what we have for you. And if you look at the time, we are aiming to finish at least by 19:30. But I think that there's a great opportunity to even finish earlier on. All right. So are you ready? Let me take you through this journey. So our first agenda item, as you see there, we just want to share with you the brand. You always see the logos, the colors. We just want to share with you why these colors, why this logo, the shapes and everything, and what does it mean, you know. So I want to present to you Ms. Polelo Mawela, who is the creative lead and brand designer at Illuminated Creatives, but she's the one who's doing all the colorful things that you see at the clinical care platform. Trust me, I'm just a medical doctor. I don't know much about design and creativity, but she leads all that work. And today I've asked her really to come on board and really share with you about some of her work, but importantly, just to share with you about our brand. Okay, Polelo, are you here? You may greet the audience and then let me know when you are ready to start. Thank you.
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dr. Mawela, for the introduction. Basically, I am the brand police, yes, and everything brand related starts with me before it goes out to anyone, and anything brand related goes through me before it goes out to anyone. So I'm responsible for the brand of clinical care platform as a whole. Next slide, please. Yeah, so the purpose of me presenting now is to also just let you in on the importance of design. You know, a famous designer once said, design is the silent ambassador of your brand. So design is so important because it creates brand awareness. You know us because of design. We reach a lot of people, a lot of healthcare professionals around the world, around the continent, around the country, in each province because of design. Next slide. So maybe to just explain to you what a brand is, most of the time there's a confusion between what a brand is or what branding is. So a brand is an intangible marketing or business concept that helps people identify a company, product, or individual. So people often confuse brands with things such as a logo, slogan, and other marks that are connected to a brand. That is not only the brand, it forms part of the brand. It's what we use for as marketing tools or to promote and give good services. Next slide. So I will be telling you a little bit more, explaining the details of the clinical care platform logo, which is the anatomy of the clinical care platform. As healthcare professionals, you are all familiar with once the word anatomy is put into a sentence or title, you already know what that means. So first of all, maybe we all wonder why a logo is so important for a brand. It's important because we aim to grab your attention and we want to make a first impression. And most of all, it is the foundation of the brand. So this is the symbol of the clinical care platform. It's a cross, which is very familiar in the healthcare industry, and also the circles around it, the yellow circles. So the circles represent the community of healthcare professionals, which is you, and the cross, it represents healthcare protection and a helping hand. We have a few colors, and there at the bottom, it is the full logo. Most of the time when you see the artwork that we put out, you don't necessarily see the slogan, but you would see it occasionally, and the slogan is learn, practice, and share. Next slide, please. So, and also, if you have noticed, recently we have introduced what looks like a new logo. It's not a separate logo. It is an extended family of the clinical care platform logo. It's under the clinical care platform. It's ClinLib, which is clinical library. And clinical library is the clinical course library by clinical care platform with over 100 CPD courses available. And we also have the ClinLib community, which was recently launched, which is a digital community platform for all healthcare professionals to connect with each other, share healthcare or industry-related news, and get help or support. And the reason why the logo looks the way it does, if you look there at the bottom, I have included what are the elements that make up the logo. It's the stethoscope, the top part of the stethoscope, which forms the C, and the books, the library books, that icon, which is the library books. You see it in LIV, it becomes the I for the library, and there's also the mouse cursor, and that one is for digital to indicate that this is a digital platform. Thank you. Next slide. So maybe also to fill you in on why we have the colors that we have. We have a total of 5 colors, 3 colors, which are the main ones. So first of all, color is so important for a brand because it breathes life into a brand identity. It gives us a personality and a tone and a voice. And we are able to connect emotionally with you as healthcare professionals because these are the colors that you are familiar with and are very popular within the healthcare industry. And our colors are green, which is also forest green. It's symbolic of life, safety, hope, reassurance, and compassion. And there's yellow, which is amber yellow. It's symbolic of hope, success, mental stimulation, sharp memory, and communication. And there's green olive, which is a combination of the forest green and the amber yellow, forming olive green. It is symbolic of empathy and peace. And we have black, which we refer to as pitch black, Pitch black is not necessarily part of the brand colors as per se, but it creates a balance and also creates some sophistication, elegance, and also power. That's what it represents. And also there's white. White is our canvas. You can see the background is white. Most of our artwork, you will see it is on a white background. It is a canvas. Next slide, please. So thank you so much. For those that haven't connected with us yet on social media, please do so. We are available on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. You'll find all the videos and you can catch up. It's the festive season. This is a chance for you to relax and maybe catch up if you want to. And also on WhatsApp, you can chat to us there. And for those that have already connected with us, thank you so much. Let's continue connecting. Thank you.
Superb, superb. Thank you, Polelo, for sharing with us the brand and what it means, the colors. You know, some of us, we just take colors and mix them and use them. And I'm hoping that my dearest colleagues have enjoyed your short sort of, you know, informative session. But coming back to my panelists, maybe let me start with you, Dr. Magagula. Polelo has just shared with us, you know, the brand, the colors, and what the logos mean. And she says everything is done to attract you, to connect with the platform. Tell us why. Why have you connected with the platform, Dr. Magagula? On your side, what are the key things that have kept you really being part of the platform for the whole year?
Thanks, Alessio. Yeah, I'm quite enlightened. I actually didn't know that there's so much depth, you know, to the whole issue of the brand and the logo and the colors and yeah. I thought my life was more complicated, but I see it's even more complex for others. I think that's amazing work, Pulelo. I think for me, you know, I enjoy teaching. I enjoy sharing knowledge. I enjoy sharing the little skill that I have. And as you know, there's not many platforms like the clinical care platform, as well as, you know, the type of reach. I mean, it's it reaches all healthcare professionals. And that gives me an opportunity to share the little that I can share and hopefully help, you know, a woman out there through that. So that's basically why, you know, I sort of identify with the clinical care platform. It's a place that has really given me an opportunity to teach, do what I love, as well as get to be up to date with things. You know, when you have to talk to people, you need to read. So yeah, the clinical care platform has really helped me with that.
Thanks, Doc. And maybe let me go to Dr. Machete, because, you know, I did meet Dr. Machete in my early days, maybe at Right to Care, as I used to teach HIV. But I think the platform has made us to connect and reconnect. And for some reason, Dr. Machete, we have managed to survive the year since that first webinar which you held here. I think it was about breast cancer. And since then, you know, you became part of the platform and you are continuing to be really responsive and supportive. Why, Dr. Machete? Why the platform?
I think most of the reason it's similar to what Dr. Magagula has already alluded to. And yes, Dr. Mawela, we met long time ago, 2012 to be specific. I remember because I was a first year intern and I knew nothing about HIV, and yeah, you were still with Right to Care, and yeah, from then I think that was the first time we met. And I remembered last year when you approached me to do the presentation on breast cancer. I remembered that I had met you that time. But yeah, in terms of the clinical care platform, the reason why I stayed and connected with the platform, it was mainly because surgical services, or not only general surgery, all other types of surgical specialties. Historically, it's something that has been far or not available for many patients in the rural areas and who are far from the city or town. And I found the fact that the clinical care platform mainly targeted healthcare professionals who are mostly based in the district hospitals or general practitioners. And I felt like this was an opportunity for me to be able to connect with those healthcare professionals, share some of the knowledge that I have learned with them. And in that way, we get to improve the treatment or management of patients with surgical conditions, improve it in such a way that when people who are empowered and they're given knowledge, early referrals, and improvement of outcomes. And of course, there's also some other selfish reasons, of course, that I also use this opportunity to also improve my knowledge as well. Because as healthcare professionals, as you know, if you don't read, you will be outdated. And the fact that I have to speak to other people about certain topics also encourages me to go and read. Because when you prepare a presentation, you realize that, I don't know this, or I don't remember this. Then you go and read as well. So this is also something that also assists me in also keeping up with recent literature and new, what is it called now? The new
knowledge.
New knowledge, yes, or new practices
trends,
in
maybe?
terms of patient care. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bachet. And maybe lastly, before we move on, Refilwe, Refilwe, I met you, I don't know when, I can't count. I think probably the first few years in Mpumalanga, within the pharmaceutical space. I think at that time, you were still at the province and then you went to the district, but we have reconnected so strongly, So I don't know, what do you like the most, Refilwe, about the platform? There must be something that keeps you coming back to log in and join. Thanks, Refilwe.
Thanks, Doc. I'm really not sure, but first let me thank Mrs. Mawela. I'm correct, ne? I know she's sitting next to you over there, but thank you for
That's why I'm so calm.
Okay, but it's so beautiful the way she explained everything. I'm more impressed about the CliniLab, the way she explained, because I didn't even look at those things. I didn't see stethoscope. So, but yeah, thank you, Mrs. Mawela, for that. I think, Doc, for me, with the platform, okay, I know we've known each other for some time, but this year I joined with my colleagues, 2 colleagues from Engineers Chemist, and we wanted to partner with you. And we thought, okay, let's just see this year how it goes. And then because maybe I'm the one who talks a lot. They said, okay, maybe Refilwe, you can, start hosting the webinars. We'll just assist you with getting the speakers and maybe with the topics as well. So I think for me, the rush comes when I have to look for the speaker. Fortunately for me, I haven't had a chance to beg people. Once I ask a person, they all say, yes, we are available, we are ready to assist. So that's one thing. The second thing is that I think just seeing the number of participants, for me, it means that we are doing something great. The knowledge that is being imparted by the presenters, people appreciate it, because even after the webinar, people will call me and they will text me and they will tell me what they've learned and what they're going to do, if they can get a presentation and who to contact and those kind of things. But I think for me, most importantly, it is the knowledge that we are imparting. I came in here at CCP not knowing what is really going on, but the impact that I'm seeing on a small scale, I'm seeing it because you will tell us what's happening on a larger scale, but on a small scale, with the people who contact me, because for me, I believe that if one person has gained something, for me, it's a win. So when they contact me and they say they learned something today, they're going to implement it, and how can they get more material for that topic that we discussed on that particular day. So for me, I think that's why I enjoy coming back to CCP and getting to host some of the webinars. So yeah, that's basically that. Thank you.
Superb, superb. And thank you for recognizing that Polelo is my wife. And, you know, I'm a very numbers person. And as you can see, she's very, very creative. And it's an honor really to work with her, you know, so closely. You can see even, I mean, the screen you're looking at, I can't even tell exactly how do you start to put it together. But I think the platform is really where it is today because she has put so much effort, and she introduced herself as the police of the brand. So she really, really pays attention to what we do and what we put where. So yeah, I hope that was empowering for you, because I thought I should share this, because I also know that most of us are also involved in our personal lives in starting something great, something new. And I think the little that she has shared, I'm hoping it helps you to really spend time in deciding what is this brand and how are you going to communicate it to people, you know, and how are you going to ensure that people can connect with the brand. Now, Refilwe talks about feedback from people. A few weeks or 1 month ago, we did a survey and we were trying to get feedback from the health workers. And I can tell you, there's a lot of smart people at the back end of CCP. We have Miss Lucy Ilunga. She's a research and data analyst at the clinical care platform. She likes the numbers, she monitors trends. She's always looking at the market and looking at the data. Every single week, she's got something, some insight to share with us. And she wants us to use this information to really improve the platform. That's why you'll see us on a weekly, monthly basis. There's always something new that we are trying out. It's because of all the beautiful work that she does. Lucy, are you there?
Yes, I am, Dr. Mawela. I hope that you can hear me clearly.
Loud and clear. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As mentioned, part of my job is to look at trends and how they will affect health workers in the long run, as well as to do data analysis. So if we can go to the first slide. So basically to do that, we ran a survey, and it was to get feedback from CCP users on how to get some insight on how we can improve our service offerings. So the methodology was very basic. We distributed the digital survey via email and social media, and we ran this from the 27th of October to the 4th of November. And in total, we had 215 responses. We analyzed them, and now we're going to see some of the interesting results that we got. So when we look at our net promoter score, it was 84%. So that's quite impressive. Especially if you compare it to the SurveyMonkey Global Benchmark. So they looked at organizations that deal with educational institute, and we saw that the day average is 48. So if you compare that to our average, we almost have double that. Let's go to the next slide. When we asked users how they would rate their clinical confidence level since using the clinical care platform, we saw some impressive results, as almost 70% of the responders said that they felt much more confident. Then after that, we had small minorities that said that they were somewhat more confident and slightly more confident. But everybody who took the survey that has used the clinical care platform felt that they were all saw a change in their confidence level. This is what we want. Next slide. When we asked about the sources for medical information that the participants used for the professional development, we saw that obviously live webinars are here to stay as like 88% said that they use live webinars, and this was followed by workshops. So that was the second most popular option. And we saw e-learning as well as just going on the internet, Googling and finding out information. Also, one interesting statistic that we saw was the podcast. Some of the participants said that they use podcasts, and we want to know how we can also, we want to learn more about that and how we can use that to help you. Next slide. So this is just some other feedback that we got. So when we asked, how did you first hear from us? Most of the responders, the most popular option was from word to mouth. So we need you to go out there. This is how we spread the news the fastest. It's just words to mouth, as health workers know that they can trust their friends. What the participant appreciated most about the platform, it was that it was very informative. So other feedback that we got, just putting it all together, where could we improve by increasing the topics and fields that we cover, especially we saw a big demand for soft skills. Also, participants wanted us to make recording as well as slides available as soon as possible and to improve on some of our technical issues. All right, so what can we conclude from all of the results that we got? Please continue to invite colleagues and friends, anybody that you think can use the platform. CCP, we will, on our behalf, we will increase the topics across field and specialty. We will improve our access for educational resources. We will continuously improve our IT system and users interface. And yeah, so please do participate on the next survey. It will be interesting to see what we have.
All right. Thank you very much, Lucy. Colleagues, that was Lucy Ilunga, responsible for everything, data, information, analysis, and she's doing a superb work, I can tell you. Maybe, yeah, so let me go back to my panelists and just pose a question, you know, and say, I don't know, you can comment on anything that you saw on the few insights Lucy has shared. But there's a particular slide that talks about that the people's confidence has improved. I remember I was speaking to a colleague, Dr. Muliba, this week, and I was asking him, why have you subscribed the whole year, and you know, what benefit are you getting? And he was giving me all sorts of scenarios. And the one that captured my mind was around the management of asthma. You know, we had a series on asthma, and he was telling me about the process of changing guidelines within a private practice where he's actually a locum, and how those particular topics and the material, you know, he managed to disseminate and even assist the lead general practitioner there to switch almost all the asthmatic patients to the current best evidence-based, you know, treatment for asthma. As per those particular teachings. So I do know that there is some level of translation, but I want the panelists to maybe comment on, does confidence equal to improved clinical outcomes, or there are other things we really need to look at, especially in the new year? You know, what do we need to mix these webinars with, so that we can really transform the quality of healthcare in our country? Let me start with Dr. Machete this time. Thanks, Doc. Sorry for putting you on spot. It's that big.
Yeah, firstly, let me just say that statistics and data and research and the things which were just presented now by Ms. Ilunga, by Lucy, it's I don't think there's any healthcare practitioner maybe let me say there's few of us healthcare professionals who enjoy doing this data collection stuff. That being said, to answer your question, it's a difficult question to answer whether confidence does translate to better clinical outcomes. However, I must say it has to be the correct level of confidence, if I can say that, because if confidence is too much, it also leads to arrogance. And then that makes people to, what can I call it? Like people to engage in what I can call technical misadventure, meaning you'd be tempted to take on even things that you are not able to do just because you are confident. So too much confidence is also it's also not good, but enough level of confidence for you to be like, if you know what you are doing, then it is easy when you are there. So I'm not saying confidence, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, if you have gained enough knowledge and you understand the theory behind what you're doing, of course it will improve the outcomes on the patient. But it's not the confidence specifically, it's the fact that you know, it's the knowledge, because too much confidence is also not a good thing. I think I'll stop there. It's a difficult question to answer though.
No, thank you. Yeah, and I'm hoping that the confidence referred to is the confidence in evidence-based medicine, and hopefully in its application. I was looking, I saw something on the chat, Dr. Mahlangu saying he has done the implant course, and now he's actually inserting a whole lot of implants. So I think that is probably what we want to see, people being confident in the application of evidence, and not necessarily because we have seen in another era of COVID where people were very confident as well in practicing medicine that was not founded on evidence. So
true.
And I think that's what you are talking about. Yes, which is very critical. So maybe let me get Refilo's comment on this one. Refilo, any additions, and then Bilo, you'll add, and then we will move on. Thanks.
Samawela, I speak isiZulu, but
yes.
I want to say Kilakaleo. Supporting Dr. Macheta's comment, I think I agree with her that I don't really think that confidence on its own, will improve health outcomes, but also if it translates to arrogance, then it's something else, because arrogance is, I don't think then is confidence, because then you assume that you know something, but you really don't know, especially if you don't have support from your literature, from your guidelines, or from practice as well, but you just think that because somebody did it and you can do it better than them. So it's no longer confidence, now it's arrogance. I would hope that the confidence, like you explained, but I would hope that it means that I am able to do that now. I've been trained, like I've read and I've practiced on how to do whatever procedure, but now I am confident I'm able to do it. I'm hoping that that's what it means by confidence. Thank you.
Superb. Thanks. Okay, so Dr. Magagula, maybe then you tell us, so how do we bridge that gap between confidence and good clinical practice such that we get good outcomes? And what else do we need to be doing in the new year? I don't know if you have ideas. I'm just putting you on spot as well. Thanks, Doc.
No, thanks, Elias. I'm very much optimistic, and I hope the confidence is to say now I'm more knowledgeable, up to date with current trends. But I think, as a platform, we actually need to move now and really take this to the bedside. We really need to actually take it to where the patient is, find ways, to say, if I say to you, this is how you do a B-Lynch, hold your hand and literally just show you how you should do it. And how do you insert this intrauterine balloon, or how do you insert this IUCD? We need to find innovative ways, to really go to the practical part of what we always teach on the webinars, because, knowledge, it's all good and well. We share, we talk about it, but when it comes to doing it, it's a bit different. So yeah, I think perhaps in the new year, our challenge should be to try and really take it to another level and make it more practical.
So bedside it is, and probably the focus on skills as well, which is going to be key. So yeah, I think we will discuss that when we now sort of crystallize the priorities for the new year. All right, so yeah, client support, very important. Most of you must have met this lady. People say she's very nice, she's very responsive, because when you send her your WhatsApp in the middle of the night, she wakes up. This is Ms. Imelda Nhleko. She's responsible for supporting anyone who engages with the platform. She says she's passionate about helping people and solving problems and listening, and maybe that's why most of you interact with her so much. I can tell you that internally, she's a fighter and she fights for every one of you. If you send an issue to her, I can tell you she will wake me up when I'm sleeping that Dr. Magagula didn't receive his certificate, and she will pester me until that is done. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hand over to Ms. Imelda Nhleko, and she's going to talk about just a few things around her role in supporting you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mawela, for the kind introduction. Yes, my name is Imelda, also known as Dineo to some of you on our WhatsApp columns out there. So I'll be taking you through our client support and success journey. So if we go through the next slide, it has been indeed a fantastic year, and this is where our journey has led us to thus far. Seeing our numbers sitting at over 54,000 users here in South Africa, and not only here, but also in other African countries. And we have moved to overseas in the United States, also seeing that there's over 300 healthcare professionals who are accessing our platform using our services. So this is quite an honor, given that it's just been only a year. And this shows that as a member, you're not confined to being a member locally here in South Africa. Even in other regions, you continue to benefit from your membership. So locally, just to pin it down to at least the top 3 provinces that are hiking up in the numbers of subscription and membership and user. Gauteng is at 32%, followed by KwaZulu-Natal at 14%. Mpumalanga is following through at 13%. So I'd like to encourage you to spread the word, share the word. You might find it interesting that in the next year would be in your province. So yeah, I would like to meet with your colleagues there. So yeah, do spread the word and share the word, and continue to subscribe to our membership platform. So in terms of this slide, we're just sharing with you our goal and our passion to say, as much as we have a lot of members, users in our platform, the aim is to respond to your inquiries, your enrollments, your queries, your questions and everything within 24 hours. At least also acknowledge your email, your WhatsApp, your call within 24 hours. And in terms of the CPD certificates that subscribed members qualify for, we aim, or our goal is to ensure that within 8 hours following a live event or a webinar like this one, you do get your CPD certificate. On average, currently we're sitting at 45 minutes. Most of you do reply on our social media platforms to say, thank you very much, we have received our certificates. So in terms of e-learning programs that you do get free as a member and also paid for on our website, the goal is to ensure that within 24 hours or immediately when you complete your course on the clinical library as presented by our brand manager, you get your certificate immediately. And submission of your CPD certificates, which is something that is critical and important in this platform, we submit the CPD points within 48 hours. And following through an inquiry to say my points have not been uploaded, we ensure that within 7 to 14 working days, that has also been resolved, covering also the e-learning programs and micro lessons from webinars that you might have missed live. And we'd like to appreciate you for the feedback that you give post our webinars, because you do comment and give us feedback to say we are loving what you do. It is encouraging and benefiting us, and the responses that we're getting are over 90% to say that what you're doing is really great and beneficial to us. So we move on to the next slide where we give you our contact information. We encourage you to keep in touch with us every time. Email being the most preferred platform for you to communicate, because it has a paper trail and it's not time bound. Anytime in the middle of the night, you can send your email, and as soon as we get in touch, we are able to reply to you. Our email address is info@clinicalcareplatform.com. It's manned by a lot of us in the organization, so response time is also maintained within the 24 hours. We would like to encourage you to visit our website also to learn more of our resources or learning courses that we upload from time to time at www.clinicalcareplatform.com. Visit our clinical library at www.cleanlib.com. Live chat with us as you visit the website, that pop-up form. Do complete it, ask anything that you'd like to know or inquire about, and we'll be glad to respond to you. And we also have an app that you can keep in touch. Call me on 064-543-3928, and I'll be glad to assist you. If we move on to the next slide, this is also showing the feedback that we're getting from you, and we'd like to appreciate that. I can't read through it due to time, but this is just to snapshot what you've been saying. And we encourage you to also share and go to the Google reviews page. Just give us those stars. We'd like to appreciate that, and it will spread the word. So every time someone goes on to Google and wants to find a CPD accredited platform, when they click clinical care platform or CPD, we pop up there and we spread the word. So this is just to show you how your words of encouragement are also benefiting other people out there. So we move on to the last slide, but not least. And this is to show appreciation. Personally, from me, I know we've had our highs and lows through the year, wherein you come in my certificate, I'm saying, I'm going to talk to IT being Dr. Moela, the forever busy host currently. And yeah, the man who's responsible for most of the great work that you see out here. And you've been understanding at the end of the day, you appreciate what you do. So this is to show that we are CCP because of you. And we are happy and honored that you have chosen us as your CPD service provider of choice. Continue to work with us in the new year 2023. We've got exciting things to share with you and do with you and spread the word. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Imelda and colleagues. I think you can pick it up that's why she's loved by many, because she just enjoys these nice conversations. Yeah, but she's very passionate and she loves her work. And I know that most of you at some point, you would have interfaced with Imelda, which is a great thing. Maybe let me see who. Let's go to Refil. Refil, I'm sure you saw the numbers there from Imelda that there are provinces, you know, where we are doing fairly well, and there are provinces that we are not. Do you think we need to be doing something differently from what we are doing to reach, let's say, Northern Cape more versus Gauteng and KZN, which are generally big provinces? What's your take on that? Thanks.
Thanks, Doc. I think, personally, I'm a very shy person. So I'm not really somebody who interacts or connects with a lot of people in groups. But what I've seen, actually in the pharmacy education series, is that I would post something and then one person from Limpopo would capture that and then share it in their groups that they have. So I think for me that's how it worked, because I have so many groups for pharmacists, depending which association I belong to. So in those groups, then they do share. So that's one way that we are sharing from our side. We're not really using the clinical care platform to share, but we're using the WhatsApp groups for now. I still think that we can do more. I still have to think about it though. But I know that when I post something, or when we post, people belonging to other groups and they share with their groups, and then it spreads. So I think for me is people see the advert or the poster, but then what you want to see them doing is registering or subscribing and participating in the webinars, because they can see the poster, but now we need to just improve on them subscribing and participating. Then we'll see that now we are doing something, because I think they do see the posters, they go out, they see them.
Yes.
That's
Thank you. I see Udi Relaying says, hi. He says Northwest would be in the top 5. So he will continue to share the link. So yeah, it's a nice competition to have. Maybe let's go to you back, Dr. Magagula. I saw Africa responding, and I've seen them in your obstetric sessions, our brothers and sisters in Africa here. Did those numbers surprise you?
Yeah, no, they actually did surprise me, but quite encouraging as well, to say people are really following from, across the shores. Very disappointing though, I must say, from Mpumalanga, but then I remembered that, Jesus' own people didn't believe him, but people were very far actually believed him. As you see, Mpumalanga is what, number 2, number 3? Of the subscribers to CPP. So it's okay, we understand. People will get salvation pretty soon. Yeah, so it's very much encouraging. And I saw the United States as well on one of the slides that we are really being followed from people who are very far. So it's really, really encouraging.
Yeah, thanks for that. I think if we had this meeting the first 2 or 3 months, you would see that Mpumalanga was in the lead. And I think as soon as Gauteng and KZN maybe found the platform, the percentage contribution sort of shifted. Dr. Machete, anything you want to highlight from your side?
Yeah, I was also surprised by the fact that Mpumalanga is now falling behind, because I was sure that the majority of people there are people who are local, who are here. But I'm sure it's because they were not aware that now Gauteng has taken over their platform. I think they will come back next year, like Dr. Makakula said. We will see some people see the lights. They will be again on top next year. But I think something else, when I look at the numbers and I think about it, I think it's mostly because Gauteng and KZN and maybe Western Cape or whatever, they have registrars, they have students, there are people who are always looking for a place or somewhere where they can go and learn. Probably that's why they have more numbers. And again, those provinces have more healthcare professionals compared to this province.
Huge.
So that's another thing that could contribute to the difference. But yeah, I'm also empowered and to continue in the platform, seeing that we have people from outside South Africa who are subscribing. It's quite encouraging. Yeah.
Thank you for that. And actually, Western Cape is the opposite a bit. I think it's one province we need to diagnose a bit. But yeah, I think more outreaches, more bedside. I think there's a lot of health system challenges. Maternal deaths are still very high, surgical skills very poor, emergency medicine. So I think there's still a lot that we probably need to do, especially beyond the knowledge, maybe coming up with skills programs for health workers. All right, 2 more. This is the second last talk, and it's a young woman as well. She's probably the youngest of everyone, Ria Leboga Munedi. She's a management accountant, and she's responsible for billing and finance. I'm sure if you miss your your payment, she's likely to call you at some point, but she's got a very big interest in ensuring that our finance systems and controls are in place, that we manage risk, and that we comply with all statutory things out there. So that is the team, guys. You always see me here. There's the back end, and today I'm introducing all of them to you. Realeboha, are you there?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Mawela, for the introduction. Most of them are familiar with this voice, as I'm forever inquiring about money. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us this evening. I will be taking you through membership and subscriptions. Next slide, please. We have 3 different types of subscriptions, which are the most flexible, the most popular, and the best value. They all give you access to Symposium. The course library has over 100 CPD courses, and we add more weekly and monthly, and they are very affordable. With the most flexible, you only pay 110 a month, and with the most popular, you pay 650 in 6 months, once off in 6 months, and you get 10% discount on selected paid courses. And with the best value, you pay 10% discount on, you get 10% discount on all paid courses and access to premium courses by just paying 1,200 once off in 12 months. We have conducted a survey, and based on the survey from our clients, most of you prefer the monthly, followed by the 12 months subscription, and then the 6 months subscription. We have also proposed 2 other subscriptions, which are the 24 months long-term plan and the 3 monthly plan. From the proposed subscriptions, most of you prefer the 24 months long-term subscription over the 3 monthly subscription. These are the most common challenges and questions that we come across with our clients, and most of them, they're as follows. How do I know if I'm due for a renewal? An email is sent to you 2 to 3 days before due date, and that if a subscription is a debit order, which is the one that I come across every day, and no, they are similar, but with subscription, you are in control and can start or cancel at any time. Can I cancel anytime? Yes, you can, and can also resubscribe at any time. What about a refund? It can be processed if requested within 24 hours and you have not used any membership services. And the last one that appears mostly, does my subscription include access to CleanLib? Yes, it does. Full access to live webinars and the clinical library with over 100 CPD courses.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
I think that was very short.
Yeah. Thank you. We are looking forward to being with you in the following year, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Superb, superb. All right, that was Realeboha. Maybe if you saw her height, you would also conclude, I'm not sure, but maybe that's why the presentation is so short. I didn't say anything. And then, yeah, maybe this time, I can't remember who I started with the last time. Maybe Dr. Magagula, value versus fee. You know, I always get people who really say, yeah, the value is more than the 100 rand. Other people say, no, it should be free. What's your take on this? You know that running such a platform is quite cost intense in certain elements. You know what some speakers expect and so on. But yeah, what's your take? You have seen what Geboha says, yeah.
Yeah, I really think, you know, there's really no I don't know, monetary reward that or fee, or I don't know how to put it, that could actually equate to the amount of value that we get I mean, we get big professors coming to talk. We get, big speakers that when they go to conferences, they are flown over there, accommodated, etc. And we can access, for free. And you can see the big team that's behind the scenes doing all the excellent work that they do. It's quite, yeah, it demands a lot. And I think, yeah, 1.2 per year is really not bad if you look at how much you get. Remember, in the past, before COVID times, perhaps you would have to travel.
Hi, Billy. Did we lose him? Let me see. Dr. Magagula? All right. Maybe let's get Dr. Machete, your take on the question at hand until we get Magagula back. Thanks.
To just quickly go onto the phone. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I think
yeah,
network issues. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the load shedding. So if he was on what is it? If he was using fiber, so he might have been disconnected. Yeah, for me personally, I feel like if you want to succeed, you should be willing to invest something in yourself. So 1,200 rand a year for something that you get to keep forever. Which is knowledge and skill that you get to keep forever, that you will use to improve yourself. I think it is quite good value for money. Yeah, so I don't think it's too much to pay for what we get, because sometimes you have to pay. You pay for a 3-day course. Other courses that we do, skills courses, you pay up to 8,000 rand for a course, and you have to travel, book somewhere in Joburg for 3 days. That's a lot more that you have to pay. And with this is only 1,200 rand for a year. I think it's good value for money, really.
Superb. All right, the shy Refilwe, any additions there before I read some of the comments? Because I saw a lot of thumbs up, but I was not sure what the thumbs up was for a free service or what. But I think the comments are helping. Yeah, Refilwe, thanks.
I think they are in agreement that it is a great value for money. I'm not sure if there are other platforms that people can access so much knowledge at this cost. I think it's a huge benefit for everyone. And I think also us bringing or giving them access to people that they thought they would never have access to or be close to. For an example, when we brought in our registrar from Pharmacy Council, I mean, people were excited because I know he's like Ramaphosa. Everybody wants to meet him, either to give him a slap or to hug him. So like everybody, when we brought him, and they all wanted to come because they wanted to ask questions, to hear him talk, because like they know him from afar, from a journal somewhere or wherever. So, but to give them the knowledge, number one, to give them access to those professors, to those people that we deem important or like experts in their fields. I think this, whatever the cost is for the subscription, is not that much. In fact, it is worth like every penny. So yeah, that's my take. Thanks.
Yeah, can I just make one more comment, Dr. Mawela?
Yes,
if that's all right. Yeah, I think something else that that was very, very helpful for me with this platform, which I think there's many other healthcare professionals who would echo this. Many of us attend courses and we get CPD certificate in a printed paper. Most of us don't know where those papers are, and those CPD points never reach the HPCSA. And the fact that from the platform, the CPD points get submitted directly to the HPCSA for you, that is a bonus, because most of us, I don't think I've ever submitted anything before. So yeah, I think that's a bonus also.
Superb. No, I'm happy to hear that, because I see Jacob Sigwani says, this is indeed great value for money. investment beyond equating to rents or cents. Someone says the value surpasses the money. The amount of knowledge we get from these sessions is worth every money we pay. Quality of teachings we get. Okay, yeah. So I think now I know the thumbs up from Fundo says 1,200, a huge return on investment. And I think internally, the team will tell you that we are working very hard on the value side to add more and more value. And I think in the new year, you would even appreciate what you are going to get. So yeah, so thanks again, Ria Leboha, for the great work that you are doing, importantly, the presentation. Dr. Magagula, are you back? Just say yes, and then it will be fine.
Yeah. Yes, Elias, yeah, we had some load shedding, so I had to switch power, but yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, you are switching power. All right. Not network. Nice. Must be on a battery or something. Thanks, colleagues. Yeah, so the last part, I'm going to be sharing or presenting. So let me close that. Yeah. So just to say the journey of CCP at a high level, we started doing a number of events in 2021 in response to COVID and the confusion that was there, and trying to bring evidence because health workers were also now relying on YouTube. And I think if you saw Lucy's presentation around what people are using for their professional development, there's Google, there's all sorts of things. And at that level, it's very difficult to tell, what is good evidence and what is not good evidence. The actual platform went live early this year. In July, we launched the clinical library with all the CPD programs that are there. And then we are continuing to make improvements such that in September, we sort of formalized the digital certificates, which Dr. Mateke was referring to, which are verifiable. You can use it when you apply for your job. Many people as well write to us and say, hey, it's time for PMDS. Can you export for me all my certificates? And I don't know how you submit all the 100, but we have a way of putting them on Excel and people enjoy them. We had an open access symposium, was it in October? We are now working on improving the community. Please do visit the community. There's job posts there, there's clinical updates, there's all sorts of good things for you. And we had our first smart skills. So beyond the clinical skills, people who are in management and leadership level, issues of project management, risk management. We are planning something on monitoring and evaluation. So all those skills, which when you are a doctor, by being called a doctor, there's an assumption that you know all those things, but me and you, we know that it's another world altogether. So just to give feedback as well regarding the number of events, you can see for the year we did around 125 events on average. The goal was to do around 8 events a month so that we don't do more than 2 events in a week. But yeah, we have a lot of pressures, especially from the disciplines that we don't necessarily serve well. I know the oral health people are on our neck as well, the physiotherapists, the speech and audio. So yeah, it becomes difficult, but I'm hoping in the new year, we will start to also have something, for most disciplines, which is quite difficult. If you look at attendance per month, started at around 400, 800, but you can see on average, on a typical month, if you take all the events, we would have around 6,000 people or so attending our events. Remember, this is not per event, this is for the month, a month where we have around 8 events or so. So that's how you can do that. Obviously, attendance is always driven by the discipline, by the topic, the speaker, also the day of the week determines how we do in that space. And HIV masterclasses seem to be leading, followed by obstetrics, then surgery and pharmacy. And I'm hoping that in the new year, we will do more of these. Just remember, when we say surgery, you also include topics like orthopedics, but it's broad surgery. So any surgical topic would be covered there. Obviously, there's topics where we are not covering a lot. And I know there's a okay Jan, I don't know if he's attending, from oral health. I tell you, every feedback survey he submits, he'll tell me oral health is important. Can you also bring that up? So these are the disciplines we have managed to cover this year. You can see that we did a lot of HIV training. It might have to do with me being a discipline that I'm passionate about, but also we had a great sponsor in terms of getting us speakers. So it became a bit easy to do that. So I think Dr. Magagula, you are competing with HIV, and then Mateche, you want to overtake obstetrics. Pharmacy, the new baby, we are hoping you catch up. Refilo, are you there? Yeah, super.
Yeah, if only you're not giving me the opportunities, I would show ONG flames if you give me the opportunities. Thank you.
I'm happy to hear that. Magagula, what do you think? You think pharmacy in the new year is going to overtake you?
I say good luck to them.
All right, let's leave it at that, colleague. But yeah, and I think what is important is the feedback. You know, I think on Imelda's presentation, she spoke about when we asked the question, would you recommend someone to attend any of these sessions? Our ratings are very high. You know, the average is above 90, which is very good. And we really want to appreciate that. I think for me, this is what Dr. Machete was talking about. If you look at the number of certificates, credentials we have issued, we have now crossed 16,000 by 7, which is a huge achievement. That's why I had to add the celebration there at the bottom, because it's something that, you know, I really, you know, want to track, because I know that people attend, yes, they want knowledge, but if you don't give them their certificate, I tell you, they become unhappy. And just remember that our certificates have an option to share your certificate on LinkedIn, via WhatsApp, via, you know, your preferred social media channel. So it's something that we track. And today we will recognize some of the people that we call influencers, not the traditional celebrities, but people who have shared their certificates. And by scoring of how many people viewed and reshared their certificates, you know, we call them our influencers, because they are marketing the work of the platform. Very interesting. And someone might ask, so why are people not opening? I'm sure, Dr. Machete, do you open all your certificates? Most doctors don't, because all they are interested in is whether they'll get an SMS tomorrow from the council that certificate has been logged. Do you open all your certificates?
Honestly, I see the email and I can see this says, congratulations, your certificate. I'm like, okay, the certificate is here. I don't necessarily open to look at it. I'm being honest. I just appreciate that it's arrived and then I move on.
Yeah, and the day you are audited, you can search. But all in all, I mean, for doctors particularly, I've seen that the interest is whether there'll be that message from the council that the CPD has been logged, and I think that's good enough. That's all we need. Yeah, thanks for that comment. Yeah, so maybe let me pause there and maybe ask Dr. Magagula before he loses network again to say, so for 2023, Dr. Magagula, what do you think we should prioritize? We are talking about the skills. Do you want to share more or to be a bit specific around 2023?
I think for us, particularly in Obs and Gynae, we really need to actually train more on doing things like ultrasound, you know, managing obstetric emergencies, you know, antenatal care, and etc. So yeah, that's sort of what I think we should be focusing on, you know, hands-on type of training. We do all of this, but, you know, bring the clinicians together and show them how to do things. We already have a good plan and, you know, good support from other universities outside the province. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Superb. Thanks, Doc. Refilwe, 2023.
Yeah, thank you. No, I think for this year we were trying to, you know, establish ourselves for pharmacy webinar series, and our topics were more focused on they were more of academic nature. So I think for next year, we would want to go to practice-based, obviously still evidence-based, but practice-based. So we would, let me just say this year, because I'm working in with other associations as well. So I've worked with FIP. FIP is the International Federation of Pharmacists. So I was asked to present on 5 topics this year, and I really struggled I think on about 2 of them, I struggled to get the sources, because in South Africa, that type of pharmacy is not well known or is not practiced. So it was very difficult. For an example, humanitarian pharmacy. I mean, I don't think people have ever heard of it. What happens there? So when we have disasters, when we have earthquakes, like what happened in KZN with the floods, how does pharmacy feature there? So those are the things that we really never heard of. So I think for us, that is one thing that we want to expose all healthcare workers, that there is that type of pharmacy that maybe they're not even aware of, because they only know community pharmacy, hospital pharmacy, industrial pharmacy, and maybe academic, but there are other pharmacy sectors that are of niche that people don't know. So you want to expose them to that, your pharmacoepidemiology, your pharmacoeconomics. So those are very small sectors, but we really don't really know how they work and what they do and how they impact, on our health outcomes. We also want to look at issues that are facing the pharmacy profession today. We have challenges as well, going digital as pharmacy. What's the impact, and is there any gain for us as pharmacists, or in general all healthcare workers, when we go digital as a pharmacy? Hopefully next year we would have closed the issue of PMART, and then Doc, maybe you'll attend to it when you do your HIV masterclass, but it's still open. But we do have PCDT, which also allows pharmacists to prescribe. We want to see them going to PHC, to primary healthcare facilities where there are no doctors, or there's no outreach services, only nurses. So we want pharmacists to go in there and support primary, but we want somebody who's doing that and in practice. And let's just learn what are their challenges and how can we help them, kind of things. So we're really hoping to do something that is more at home, closer to home, rather than what we see in textbooks. So I think that's my vision for next year. Thank you.
Superb. More practical, more practice, more relevant, what they need to implement tomorrow. Nice. Dr. Machete?
Yes, in terms of surgery, I think what we need to work on in terms of the surgical seminars is that I think we need to communicate with the participants, the people who attend the seminars, and ask them what it is that they would like us to talk about. Because some of the topics that we picked, I think they were random topics that of our choosing. And as much as people attended, we didn't give them an opportunity to suggest what it is that they would like to learn about, what is it that they want us to discuss. So maybe that's one thing that we need to work on. And also when we decide on a specific topic, I think we should work on organizing it in such a way that we don't, if we're going to speak an appendix, we shouldn't talk about the diagnosis of appendix and then we don't talk about the clinical findings and the management, like the topic, even if it means it must be split into different seminars when the topic is big, but it should be done completely, so that when we are done with it, people feel, and colleagues will feel that no, they have done this topic and they understand it wholly. So I think that's something that we also need to work on. And then I think something else that I need to work on is forming relationships, because surgery in itself is broad and there's many subspecialties in it. So I think we need to work on forming relationships with vascular surgeons, HPB surgeons, colorectal surgeons, because some topics there's other people who know better about them, and then they are better if you have a speaker in from that background. So I think forming relationships with subspecialties and organizing our talks for the year, like having a calendar to say this month this is what we're doing, and then after this is what we are doing, this is what we're doing. I think that will also assist us in if we plan the year properly, if we plan ahead. And of course, I'm not sure how we can assist with clinical skills in surgery. It's something that's very difficult to share or to try and show somebody clinical skills from far. And if people have to be committed in their own in where they have in their own areas of employment, I'll still have to think outside the box to try and figure out how can we assist in sharing the clinical skills physically.
And you are correct, because the issue of basic surgical skills, and not for the registrars, but for medical officers and other professions as well, because nurses do suture in casualties, clinical associates, and so on, is an important skill, which, if not mastered, the impact can also be felt in other disciplines like obstetrics and so on, when things go wrong. And we are found not ready or competent. So yeah, so I think it's something, it aligns probably with what Magagula said, and we need to come back early in the year and sit down and see where can we start. I mean, I always say the goal is one health worker at a time, and when I say it like that, it seems feasible.
Yes, to get one person and teach that one person so that they can go and teach another.
Yes, so it seems feasible, because once we say 300,000 health workers, then you are like, okay, this is a daunting task. Yeah, but thank you for that. And I think, my dearest colleagues, you have heard what is possible in 2023. I think for at a high level, really, is to look at other disciplines, because there is that pull or demand, and we need to try and look at clinical skills, and this would require some contact sessions, maybe studying online and then meeting physically to practice. I don't know. We will see what that looks like. We are working on the CleanLib app, because the current app, you can't study on it. So we want to see if it can be easy. Podcast, because there's people who like listening versus watching. And I think articles, there's people who like reading versus videos. So we are trying to look at that, and then to continue to improve our systems. So I think top 5 things, but yeah, there's probably more detail that is required for each of these. All right. Thank you for listening. Now we are getting to the exciting part, which I think most people are also waiting for. So yes, in the real world, we want to recognize everyone who is here and those who are not here, just to appreciate your commitment to your own professional development, and importantly, for being advocates and supporting this platform. This is our first year-end event. And I think if we get it right in the new year, we probably need to have a physical event, combine it maybe with the skills programs, Dr. Machete, the day one, and then the next day, it's this kind of feedback and maybe recognizing, health workers. So I think it's something that we need to look at as well. So yes, it's a year in review, and we want to issue some awards. These awards are based on the data you have seen. We have a number of people who have almost attended every single webinar, and they have managed to secure lots of certificates. So we want to acknowledge them. We have people who have consistently shared their certificates via various channels and therefore becoming influencers because other people have become interested and they inquire about the platform. We have people who comment on every single Facebook post and Instagram. I actually saw people commenting the last 5 seconds and it's the same person, you know. So we want to say we appreciate that. And there's a sister as well, which we really appreciate. She's an elder. She always calls me when she's got cases. I know that she's always with Imelda discussing challenges. But one thing I can tell you about her, she's going to compete with KZN and Gauteng. She's in Free State, and I can tell you she's a recruiter. Everywhere she goes, she's like telling, you know, the other colleagues to say, yeah, come to the clinical care platform and learn. So she's our ambassador in the Free State. And then obviously, you know, the team, you know, which is making all this. So yeah, so now it's time for the awards. And the first category, we want to appreciate really all our sponsors and partners, people who are making our work to be easy, you know, and without them, some of the things we have managed to achieve wouldn't be possible. And this award particularly goes to AbbVie. AbbVie is a pharmaceutical company. They've been working in the HIV space for years, having managed to produce some of the drugs like lopinavir, ritonavir over the years. I am a product of one of their training programs that they used to do in rural health, you know, being trained by virologists such as Dr. Zintlema Katini, you know, and at some point getting involved myself in teaching more people. But for the clinical care platform, you saw that we had like 31 HIV masterclasses. I think more than 20 of those were made possible because of AbbVie, you know, securing speakers on our behalf, speakers that are good, they are experts, but they are costly, right? So without AbbVie, this would not be possible. So let us all, using the reactions there on the platform, appreciate AbbVie for the HIV masterclasses, so that in the new year, I can ask them to you know, to join us and continue to support so that I can compete again with obstetrics. Thank you. We see all that. Thank you very much. Now, the next one is a very important recognition award going to the top 5 webinar participants. So people who are attending, you know, and who have received the most certificates. So these people are like collecting, as you will see. So for the last 12 months, Dr. Patrice Maneli from the Eastern Cape collected 72 CPD points. And I know he attends most webinars. I'm sure he could have received more. Maybe we robbed him a bit, Dr. Maneli. The one thing I like, Dr. Machete, about Dr. Maneli is that every single certificate email he replies, literally replies every morning and says, thank you, the whole year. Dr. Maneli, if you are there, I'm clapping hands.
To say he has opened it.
If you are there, I clap hands for you. Dr. Hechevaria, she's here in Mpumalanga. She always calls me when there's those difficult cases, you know, but you can see again, Doc, thank you, congratulations on receiving this recognition award. Your certificate and some Christmas gifts are coming your way. They are in the air. Please, when you receive, please take selfies and send so that we can share with the colleagues. So thank you for being with us in the platform. Sister Maria Ditibe. I have a lot to say about you, Mami. I see you have received 82 certificates. I know how you support this platform, and in the Free State, there is no clinical care platform without you. So we just want to appreciate you for all the work. I also know that we and you have lost a close friend as well, whom you had recruited to be part of the platform, and she passed on. So we really want to appreciate you, and in her memory, to say thank you very much for your support. Dr. Ntabiseng Mudiga, it's very interesting that the data reflects the behavior, because Dr. Mudiga attends everything, CCP. She attended the project management, and I saw that she has already registered for the risk management workshop. 82 certificates in 12 months. Dr. Mudiga, I don't know, you have a mindset of learning and learning. I know you are an occupational health clinician, but there are no limitations in what you do, and we just want to appreciate you and recognize you for that. And colleagues, here is the lead in this particular category, Dr. Tembela Lamani. I hope, Imelda, I know that Dr. Lamani had a message. I don't know if she is here. 100 certificates. Dr. Magagula, how many do you have?
Hey, I'm not too sure, but I'm not anywhere close to that 100.
Yeah, so
Well done
Dr.
to her.
Lamani, yes, she has received 100 CPD certificates. She attends most webinars, and I know that she is also committed to professional development. Imelda, I know that Dr. Lamani had a message that she wanted to share. Are you able to read it for us? I haven't seen her here. Hi, Imelda. Okay.
Hi, Dr. Hoyle and everyone. Sorry about that. Yes, she's on call. She would have loved to attend, but then, due to work commitment, she couldn't be with us live today. However, she did send her message through.
Yes, are you able to read it?
Yes, I am. So the message reads, good evening to Clinical Care Platform founders, team and members. I'm Dr. Lamani from Greenville Hospital, a district hospital in Eastern Cape, a rural area where one needs to go miles to get 2 CPD points. But with CCP, all that changed because you made it easy for most of us to access education, irrespective of where one is. Subscription is nothing compared to what we used to pay for the courses we've managed to do with CCP. We have learned a lot from the best professors, consultants, specialists, pharmacists, physiotherapists, OTs, etc. All your hard work hasn't been unnoticed. We appreciate what you are doing and continue to do. May you continue to grow and develop. You are an amazing platform, first of a kind for health professionals. You excel by submitting on our behalf the CPD points. We are stress-free since we became members of CCP. May God meet all your needs according to his riches in glory. We love you and we are praying for you. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, Dr. Labade. And I also know that Dr. Baria also sent you a message.
Yes, she did, because we tried to make sure that in case there are interruptions, we have all their best wishes coming through. Her message reads, I would like to appreciate to Dr. Mawela and all those responsible to this platform. I must say that each webinar session was comprehensive, allowing us to improve our knowledges and experience. Today, we are better healthcare workers and our patients are receiving a special care, hoping that in the future our care could be exceptional and the outcome according to the expectations. God bless you all, wishing all of you a prosperous 2023.
Thank you, colleagues. That's how it goes. Now the influencers, remember the influencers are those when they receive their certificates. They open the email, Dr. Machete, and they click on share. And they share, I don't know, on LinkedIn, most of them, it's on LinkedIn, but there's other channels depending on what you like, whether it's WhatsApp or Facebook, but mostly it's LinkedIn. And there is a scoring system which we use looking at your sharing and the views you get, and also if you are able to attract other people to have interest. And the first one goes to our clinical associate, Ms. Raiseja Letswalo. I don't know if she's here because she said she wanted to say something. Yes, I hope you are ready, Ms. Letswalo. Are you able to unmute if you are here? Raiseja? Yes. I see you have unmuted.
Yes. Take this opportunity. Yes. My name is Elizabeth Litsalo, Clinical Associate at Baba Hospital. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Clinical Care Platform for this honor, and also thank you, Dr. Mawela, for creating this platform, which has been very informative and educational for me. Joining this forum for me, it was to get more knowledge about HIV and AIDS. And this has been the perfect place to acquire the knowledge and skills in HIV management. So I do appreciate your work and all the effort. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I'm just happy that we have managed to hear your voice. And I can see that, yes, your interest was HIV because your certificate on low-level viremia scored 11. And we couldn't choose the top 5 because also Sister Charmaine Johnson as well, you matched each other on this particular scoring. So Sister Charmaine, thank you very much. And we want to recognize you. If you are here as well, Sister Charmaine, you may raise your hand so that I can give you talking rights. Dr. Sejias Kachabe, thank you for sharing your certificate on the clinical management of asthma. You managed to score 14 on that particular certificate. Sister Ndivo Malinga, you shared your HIV resistance and treatment failure, and your score was 15 right there. And then Sister Zitele Malindisa, low-level viremia as well. So it seems like that certificate became popular. And someone topped the list, and that is Sister Catherine Portland. Sister Catherine Portland, your overall score was 21. That means you shared, you got a lot of views and a lot of interest from the public. Let us appreciate everyone, and let us all in the new year, when we receive our certificates, open them and share them. Like that. All right, exciting stuff. Right. Now, very important, right? The top fan. Can you type in the chat? Who is the top fan at CCP? Who is the top fan? Is always on social media clicking like. Yes, thanks, Lorraine, for that. Congratulations. Yes, Angela, thank you. Polina Nwatu, re a leboga. Yeah, Andile, thank you. We appreciate it. Right, so the top fan for the clinical care platform for 2022, it is someone who just follows us on every channel, clicking and liking and commenting and sharing. And that is Mr. Joshua Tibeleza from the Northern Cape. Joshua, congratulations. I don't know if Joshua is here. I do know that he is a great supporter of the platform. Yes, his hand is up. Are you able to unmute Joshua and say hi? Thanks.
Evening, Doc.
Yes.
I'm so happy and excited for this wonderful moment. Um, I joined the platform actually. I got to know Doc from the Aqua Training School, and then that's when I also to the Advanced Thinker Care platform. So I'm more focused on HIV and TB, and I am doing so good. And I really very much appreciate the platform. My skills are sharpened, and I'm trying by all means to share with my colleagues around in correctional services, because most of the time we'll be behind with the new trends and all that. But since I've been on this platform, we are a far away. I appreciate this moment.
Yes, I see you are getting a lot of love. Everyone say Northern Cape, our province, and we sometimes in the country, it's a province that tends to be forgotten, but I'm happy that today we are giving you and your province that recognition. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Joshua.
Thanks a lot, Doc.
Thank you. All right. 2 more hours, colleagues. I know we are behind time, and then we will be done. And then the brand ambassador, someone who always represents us, always talks about the platform, always telling health workers about it. She's always calling us, always sending WhatsApps, always having cases to discuss. But she's also, an elder to me, someone I really respect. And none other than, who can it be? Sister Maria Ditipe from Free State, Mosotho, Wache. So I don't know if she is here. Sister Maria, are you here? Yes, please try to unmute Sister Maria. And tell the world why you continue to support the platform and be our ambassador there in Free State. Thanks, sister. Are you able to unmute Sister Ditipe? I think she is here. All right. Let me see if I can help. Sister Ditipe, all right. Yeah, now, but congratulations, Sister Ditipe, and thank you very much for being part of the platform. We appreciate it. And lastly, colleagues, I can tell you, sometimes people say, Dr. Mawela this, Dr. Mawela that. Yes, I know I put a lot of effort, but there is this group of people, they are just God-given. I can't say more about it. That's why I was asking them today, why are you supporting the platform? Why? And really they were sharing, I believe from their hearts, what they believe the platform stands for and the possible impact that is possible. I always say that there's a lot that you can do alone, but if you want to go far, and you want to be impactful, you need to really find a group of people you can move forward with. So yes, I want to appreciate our scientific advisors, starting with Dr. Billy Magagula, who has remained the host of the seminars in obstetrics and gynecology, and his award there, you can see the most consistent webinars. Dr. Magagula, are you there, Doc?
Yes, I am. I'm busy screenshotting the screen there. Thank you.
And how are you feeling? Doc? Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Very ecstatic. Yeah, this is quite encouraging. It's always good to know that you're doing something good. So thank you for the opportunity, for the platform, and to everyone that's behind the scenes making this possible.
Yes, thanks, Doc. Thanks for celebrating with us today and for committing to professional education. I know how maternal deaths and other errors in clinical care stress you. I'm hoping in the new year we will continue to work together. to improve. Our second award goes to none other than Dr. Tekanang Machete for spearheading the seminars in surgery. I can tell you, these are some of the things I could never, the things that are discussed in those seminars, they make me think, oh, I should go back to school. But even if I went back, I wouldn't do surgery, Dr. Machete. But there's something you don't know about her. I wrote it as the most responsive. I can tell you, even, I don't know why, every time I write a WhatsApp, doc, with the breast cancer seminar, are you in? She says, yes, I'm in. So she's someone who has really made my life easy, the clinical care platforms program to be very easy. So really, Dr. Machete, we just want to appreciate you. And, you know, we look forward to the new year. And I know that there's more and more things we will achieve. I know that you are busy, you are a mother, there's Robs Ferreira, and as well, you are trying to build your private practice as well. I do pray that it also becomes a success so that ultimately you are happy. Are you there, Dr. Machete? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I don't win much. I just feel like I don't win much. I don't have that kind of luck with winning, and the fact that I'm getting an award, this is really encouraging, and I'm really looking forward to continuing with the surgical seminars and doing my best as well, giving my contribution into making a difference in healthcare. Yes, thank you very much to the clinical care platform. Thank you, Dr. Mawela, for inviting me. There's many other surgeons you could have invited out there, but you chose to invite me to be part of the platform, and I really appreciate that. And also, I'd like to appreciate the people who log on and listen to the seminars, because without them, there is no surgical seminar, because I wouldn't be talking to myself. And and I understand why surgery is not popular, except to the people who like it. They're the only people who understand it. So we are not going to try and recruit you, but yeah, thank you very much for the award. Thank you.
Maybe that's why I should have put there and say lifesaver, because imagine me hosting a surgery talk. I'm like, yo, what am I going to say? But you're a lifesaver in that space. Thank you. Thank you very much, Doc. Colleagues, it would not be a great evening lest we appreciate, you know, Ms. Refilwe Mohale. I call it the new and growing. And I say growing because if surgery and obstetrics are not careful, pharmacy will overtake you. So yeah, Ms. Refilwe is a very interesting person. We started these webinars with a team of people, and I also saw here Ms. Pindile Myanga. So really, one is to appreciate the team, but I do know that she has spearheaded, you know, the whole thing of speakers, recruiting and stuff. She's a hard worker herself. She's involved in many things. I don't know exactly where does she get extra minutes to participate in the platform. But yeah, the pharmacy education series recently started, but if you see the impact it has had, is quite positive. So Refilwe, congratulations, and I really want to appreciate you. I know you are usually giving many people awards, and this one is yours, and you can share it with the team as well. Yeah, so thank you very much. Any comments, Refilwe?
Thank you, Doc. I was hoping that I'm getting a G-Wagon, AMG.
It's on the way. Just make sure when it lands, take a selfie.
Full tank, ne? But thank you very much for the opportunity. I think when we started, okay, for me personally, I didn't think much of it. I was just doing something like it's a service to me. This is what I do out of my, you know, own way. No one is forcing me to do it, but I just thought, let me just do it, you know, but I didn't see the impact. And just today being recognized, it means I'm doing something good, and it means I think it encourages me to continue to do more. So yeah, thank you for the opportunity, and also thanks to Pindile and Joannis. Pindile is here, Joannis was not here, because we started this together. We decided on the topics together. So it was a team effort. And I think the support as well, but also to the people who attend, the participants who attend, we try as much to get pharmacists to attend. I see no pharmacist won an award. So next year, yeah, no, I'm coming for everyone. Pharmacists don't take over. But thank you very much for the opportunity, Doc. And let's see what happens next year, what we bring to this platform next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so yeah, that's it towards the end. And everyone who has been recognized, you will receive something. So do check your phones for calls, for deliveries, for those G-Wagons. But yes, and when you do receive your hamper, please do take selfies and send so that we can share with the world. But all in all, guys, I'm officially recognizing everyone and appreciating you for who you are. As we end the year, let us end it on a high note. Let us keep safe. Let us spend time with our families as much as it's possible. I see then Dileka Hempe says next year Mpumalanga will take all the awards. That is superb. And I'm hoping, Refilo, we can have a physical event. You know, I think it will be great if we can plan it from the beginning of the year, because I think it might be a lot to plan. But yeah, thank you also to my team and to everyone. And just to say thank you. At this point in time, I want to hand over to Ms. Kibitsamang, the business manager at Dr. Mawela Health Solutions, to officially thank everyone and to close the session. Kibitsamang, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mawela, for being the great host this evening. We appreciate that. And we have come to the end of the webinar, and let me start off by appreciating and thanking each and every one of you for attending this evening, starting with the panelists and the participants. And we really appreciate your participation throughout the webinar. And let me congratulate everyone who received the awards this evening as well. You did well, well done. And we're hoping that next year we will do even more great than this year. And thank you everyone for taking your time this evening to join us. And as we are going through the festive season, Clinical Care Platform wishes each and every one of you a warm Christmas and a happy new year. Please enjoy the evenings, and thank you again once more for joining us. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Good evening and have a great festive season. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Dr. Machete. Thank you, Refilo. Bye.
Thank you, Doc. Bye-bye.